There were hundreds of thousands in that camp, and there are millions around the world. And at that time, I felt hopeless and overwhelmed by the realization of the magnitude of the problem. But then later on that trip, I met an 8-year-old girl who had seen her family killed in front of her. And she'd grabbed her baby brother, and she ran into the jungle and survived, terrified and alone, for 2 weeks. She managed to find bananas and feed herself and her brother. And when I met her, she didn't talk. She just rocked back and forth, and I kept trying to tell her how brave we thought she was, and she just stared out the window. She was still very shy, but she was beginning to speak, and she was sweet and polite. She just wanted to know how her brother was. He was with the doctors, and she was just checking to make sure everything was going to be okay. She was his mother now. That little girl had a depth and a strength that I will never know. And on that trip, and many that followed, I came to know refugees as not only the most vulnerable people on earth, but as the most resilient. As an American, I know the strength that diversity has given my country, a country built by what would now some would dismiss as asylum seekers or economic migrants. And I believe we must persuade the world that refugees must not be simply viewed as a burden. They are survivors, and they can bring those qualities to the service of their communities and the countries that shelter them. If you see the individual, you see that education and knowledge refugees pass on to their children, because often it is all they have to pass on. It is why it is so important that we help to give them an education. In the last 9 years, I have made many visits to the field with UNHCR. I do it to raise awareness for the plight of refugees, but I also do it for me. The refugees I have met and spent time with have profoundly changed my life. The 8-year-old girl who saved her brother taught me what it is to be brave. The pregnant woman in Pakistan taught me what it is to be a mother. And the paralyzed boy who'd been shot in the back, with his big smile, showed me the strength of an unbreakable spirit. So today, on World Refugee Day, I thank them for letting me into their lives.